G'day there, Singnets and Swanlings. Noddy here from A Bevy of Bloods, your go-to in-depth weekly fan podcast of the Sydney Swans Football Club. I'm joined now by my fellow home game member and co-host Chris as we bring you a quick bevy with Swans fans. G'day, Chris. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Nick. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. So a quick bevy with Swans fans is a weekly bonus series where Swans fans race the clock to answer a few Swans and footy-related questions. Today's guest, Swans fan, is Brett, who sat in for me last week when I had my baby boy. So Brett, as we know, is from Western Sydney, residing in Manly. And want to say g'day, Brett. How you going?
Fellas, thanks for having me on.
Cheers, mate. All right, first up, very quickly, in under 10 seconds, who's your favourite Swans player and what's your favourite Bloods memory?
Favourite Swans player? Luke Parker. Just a hard player, just a hard nut and got mad skills. Favourite memory, definitely 2012 Grand Final, being there, doing the Hawks when we were underdogs. That was phenomenal.
Unreal. Malcheski. Love it. Good stuff. All right. So, Chriso, can you remind the punters how a quick bevy works?
Sure thing, Noddy. As always, we'll be asking 4 questions and we have to beat the clock by getting our answers out all within the 45 seconds. When the sound of a beer can has been opened, that means there's only 5 seconds left to finish up our answer, just like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, cheer. Let's get on with it. All right. So let's move on to first question. Sam Naismith, a.k.a. Ham Crayfish, what a wonderful nickname, has suffered yet another setback with his knee, this time due to the surgery response. With AJ, Alex Johnson, and his multiple knee surgeries, and now Crayfish, is there something wrong at the Swans? Could this also be the sad end to a hugely talented big man and his career? All right, 45 seconds. Chriso, kick us off.
Yeah, look, this is a tough one, isn't it? Like, I think the details to it is it's the same knee and the surgery didn't quite stick. So this might be the last chance he might get. And it just reminds you of AJ, doesn't it? And that was a brutal story to see him go down that day again. And we're like, oh no, it's the other knee. This is the end of it. There are some fans out there that feel that AJ should have been given that extra chance. But me personally, I'm just like, I think that was about it. And the sad thing is he started playing, I think he played only 3 games that last time around. And he was really good in all 3 of them. So you could tell how good he was. I think Naismith's going to come back from this one. I suspect this might be his last opportunity. I hope he does. He's a great guy. He's a good team guy.
Oh,
that's me.
Perfect.
Oh, yes.
That's done. All right, over to you, Brett.
Yeah, the big fella, Crayfish. What's he played? 28 games in 7 seasons. He's had almost as bad a trot as AJ. I don't think there's any sort of issue with the Swans. I think it's just coincidence. Very unlucky. Look, he's 29 this year, I think, the big fella. So time's ticking. If he gets another one after this, like he's done, but I think he'll come back and at least play a few games. I'd love to see him do a season at least. But yeah, if he comes back, he's at least a year out, something like that. But anyway, we might get a season or 2 out of him, but he's getting on. He's not old, but 30 years kind of old in AFL terms.
That's true. That's you, mate. Well, yeah, I'd love to see him. He was very nearly a premiership ruckman, wasn't he? So tremendous shame, but let's wish him all the best for his recovery and want to see the Crayfish back in the red and white. All right, question 2, and we're going to kick off with Brett first for this one. So Burgoyne, Silk, is likely to hit 400 games this week. Will we see another player reach this many games in the future? Go.
Short answer is yeah. I think there'll be a few guys. Just quietly, Burgoyne, champion.
Legend.
He's a Hawk, but
he's great.
Cheers.
He's a great. He seems like a great dude. I reckon there's a couple of guys. Selwood, I had a quick peek. I reckon he's at about 325 games, something like that. He's still got a few seasons in him, so I reckon he might get to but he's got more cuts on his face than a boxer.
Yeah.
The Dusty and Jack Reward, I think they've still got plenty of years in them. I think they're hovering around 270 odd games or something. So they're a chance as well. David Mundy, he's in the 300 club.
Yeah, Mundy.
He's playing great footy at the moment. So I think there's a few guys that'll get there.
Awesome. All right, let's pass over to Chriso.
Yeah, look, damn, he's a good player, isn't he? Yeah, look, it's a few things got to go right? So it's got to be the body, which, as it turns out, he was talking in AFL 360 today that he actually convinced the trainers when he came over to Port Adelaide to Hawthorn to not really bother him too much. He's just like, I take care of my own body. So he didn't have to do as hard of training because they just kind of left him alone. So maybe that's a bit of a secret to it, you know? When it comes to like new players are going to come into it, Selwood, mate, I'm surprised the guy's not concussed out of the game. The guy literally throws his head into arms all the time, and he's still playing at the quality that he is. And yeah, Mundy's just seems to kind of get better every year. I don't know how it happens. So, look, young players in the game, they start earlier these days, and hopefully their bodies kind of get looked after a bit more. I would go ahead and say maybe one or two, but I think most of it's out of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. Well, all the best to Silk there. What a wonderful career. And obviously Selwood, wonderful captain for the Cats there. Very hard at it, as always. All right, question 3, and we're going with Chriso first. Nick Blakey has been used in a few different roles this year, but with inconsistent form, he's been in and out of the seniors. Which position should Lizard actually play? All right, go for it.
Look, I love the Lizard. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great player. He's incredibly competitive. He's got mad drive. He's obviously got the good lineage. He should be on the side, but he's just not playing quite the level that he should to get in that side. And if that side was made up of young kids that were just killing it week in, week out, he would be in. So it just goes to show how good the team is actually running.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to work on some of the strengths of his game. So he's got a bit of speed about him. He's really competitive. He gets in there, gets dirty. He's a smart footballer. He puts it in the place where he's meant to. So the wing is the right place. I think keeping him on the wing is a good spot. He just maybe needs to work on a couple of things in his game to finish it off and maybe put on some more muscle and be a bigger lizard, the goanna or something.
Nice one.
Komodo dragon.
The Komodo dragon.
All right, go for it, Brady.
Yeah, I'll echo Chris. I think the wing, because he's quick and yeah, he's got a lot of mongrel in him. I think wing half forward, because he does have a good grab when he wants to go for it. So he does have a tendency to give away 50s when he's just about to miss a tackle. He's keen to go in late, so you're probably better off getting a free closer to their 50 than ours. So keep him forward. Look, the coaches are obviously smarter at AFL than probably we are. So having him around the wing and half forwards probably the right idea. But yeah, maybe he needs to bulk up, make a few smarter decisions to make himself a bit more consistent. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the roles they're putting him in. It's just consistency and quality.
Yeah. Nice one, lads. So as we know, his dad was a backman, and he has been playing in the VFL in the back line past few weeks. So just going to put it on notice. We may see him in the back line, but yeah, I'll follow your guys' comments there. All right, last question 4, and we're going to kick off with Brady for this one. Swans play the Eagles in Geelong. What? This weekend. Which team do you consider the Swans' biggest rival or feud game? Go.
Yeah, firstly, gutted that we don't get to watch the Eagles Swannies at the SCG this weekend. It's always good for the birthday weekend. But for me, the big rivalry of late was, it was the Swans Hawks for the last 10 years. Just from the Hawks were so dominant towards the end of that first decade, right through the second decade, and we obviously were just consistent right through from the first part as well up until a couple of years ago. It's died off a little bit, obviously, because we've both lost form the last couple of years or lost a bit of experience. But I'd say the Swans Hawks. But I don't know what the rivalry will be over the next few years, but I'll stick with that.
Perfect timing, mate. All right, Chriso.
Yeah, look, the Hawks have had a great run with us, haven't they? And they've been so damn good. Eagles we had a great time dealing with the Eagles. We had 6 games, combined margin of 13 points. I think I looked up today. 2 grand finals, of course, one apiece over the 2 years or whatever. And just as a note, Cox was playing for West Coast at the time, and now he's over here trying to help us out, doing what he does over here, getting helped by Horse every single week. God bless him. Look, I don't like the way that North Melbourne, the Kangas, booed Goodsey on his last game. So they're a bit of a rivalry for me. And frankly, I'm glad that they might have to move to Tasmania. All the best down there. It's pretty cold. Enjoy yourself in Tassie. Good luck.
Oh, perfect. Perfect timing. I will say 1996 grand final lost to North. So I'll put them up there. 0506 Eagles. And then obviously the Hawks, 12-14, and then the Dogs. That's for me. But yeah, hate to see North Melbourne get up over the red and the white. So that's it for me. All right, well, that's it for today's questions. A big thanks again today to Brett for sitting in and giving us those awesome answers.
Yeah, and to everyone else, make sure you leave some comments below or wherever you see this. And remember to send in some questions if you want an answer. And hey, you might even join up. That'd be great.
Yeah, nice. And lastly, make sure to check out a Bevy of Bloods wherever you listen to podcasts for some longer form analysis on the Swannies' last game, the Swannies' next game, as well as a bit of footy chit chat in general as well. It's longer form, so make a cuppa and settle in. Once again, on behalf of a quick Bevy, thanks for tuning in. We look forward to you dropping by next time. Until then, up the Bloods.
And go Swannies.
Go Swannies.